Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Nausea and today is my week 8 pregnancy update. So as I do every video, I will be first talking about the developmental progress that baby made last week, the symptoms I experienced last week, and then we will take a look at my baby bump, which I've been saying still isn't a baby bump, it's just bloat, but it's still fun to look at. These are just my notes so I don't miss anything. So week 8, baby was the size of a raspberry. They started growing facial features like their eyes and their nose and their mouth and little ears. They've started looking less like a tadpole and more like a human. Their tail, while last week was still there a little bit, had shrunk quite a bit. That tail will be their spinal cord. And last week, their reproductive organs are starting to take shape. So you still can't see whether or not they're a boy or a girl, but they are starting to take shape. And we're not planning on finding out the sex regardless. So we're going to wait until the birth for that. And then when it comes to the symptoms I've been experiencing, not a whole lot has changed. I have been a bit gassy still. I've been a bit bloated, especially at the beginning of the week. So much so that some people were starting to think that I was showing when I was just like severely bloated. My waist beads, which I've talked about in another video, they usually hang like pretty low down here, but the day that I'm thinking of, they were like tight up here and would not fall, which is totally not the case normally. At the beginning of the week, I had noticed still that I was cramping a bit, but I haven't noticed much of that since then. Things in that regard are slowing down. Still nothing super crazy in terms of a sore chest, mostly just when my dog Fiona decides to stand on me. Do I really notice any pain? But just day to day moving around, I don't really like notice any pain. I will say that even though I am still tired, I've noticed that other than the beginning of the week, this has been slowly changing over the week. I'm not nearly as tired as I had been. I'm still taking naps, but I'm much more able to function throughout the day than I was when I first got pregnant. Obviously, if I'm having like a big day, like at the beginning of the week, I was still in my hometown telling my family that I was pregnant, and we had to visit a lot of people, and that in itself is usually pretty tiring for me. So in the beginning of the week, I was still pretty exhausted, but once we got home, I've noticed that it's not nearly as bad. The acne that I've been talking about behind my ears and the nape of my neck is still going strong. I'm very fortunate, I guess, that my hair pretty much covers it. But I am looking forward to that hopefully tapering off in the second trimester. And then the last symptom that I want to talk about is nausea. I still am by no means experiencing a lot of the intense nausea that a lot of people talk about. I haven't had any vomiting or really anywhere close to that. But I did notice last week that I was nauseous enough that I was spending a lot of time laying down. Whether I was hungry or not, I was feeling kind of sick. And just like not my best self. Um, that seems to have been getting a bit better this week. I just started week 9 on Sunday, and today's Monday. Um, but last week it definitely was at its highest point, which I'm still really grateful for because I know it's barely been anything. Um, but yeah, that's more or less everything for symptoms last week. Oh, I will say one thing that I thought was interesting that was triggering my nausea. I know a lot of people talk about different foods and stuff that like make their belly churn and all of that, but I found that my dog's breath, which never used to bother me before, it isn't that bad. I know it's not, but my dog's breath has been really bothering my stomach and just making it flip flop. So that's been kind of interesting. And yeah, so to wrap up this video, I'll show you my non-existent bump, and yeah. As always, I always have like lines from my pants on my stomach, so do ignore those. It's not the cutest look, but it cannot be helped. But yeah, this is what we're working with this week. Nothing crazy. I do notice that if like I stretch backwards, that I will often have like a tightness um, in my uterus abdomen area. Um, but that's about it. Nothing to really write home about. Um, I am officially 2 months through my pregnancy, so I've read that a lot of people will sometimes start showing by the end of the first trimester, and I'm hoping I'm one of those people. But it's quite normal to not show until like closer to the middle or end of the second trimester, but wishful thinking never hurt anyone. And that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comments section below. And until next time, bye!